What do you think so far? You digging the show? Hi, everybody. Welcome to this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, the 15th day of November 2018. I'm Dan Kuntz. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life Channel. It's the 15th. Hey, it's payday. Woohoo! I'm $37.15 richer. Don't know what I'm going to do with all that money. Probably go out and buy something I really don't need. Great show for you today. If you missed the interview I did yesterday with Paul Atwood and three of the cast members of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, which opens tonight at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium, we're going to play that interview for you one more time just to build up a little interest and see these kids out there on the stage. It's a great show. It's being put on by the Wenatchee High School Choral Department, and all the proceeds, by the way, and this is very important, didn't mention this yesterday, all the proceeds are going to go to funding a trip for the Choral Department, so next spring break, next April, they can all go to Ireland. We want that to happen, but we need you to buy some tickets and go watch these kids in this great musical, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. That interview in the second half of the program. The Wenatchee Wild are all of a sudden red hot. You know, they've been struggling earlier on this year, but they seem to have righted the ship. They won again last night. We got highlights coming up, courtesy of our checker and the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network and Hockey TV. Also, the all-league rollout of the great athletes who made first team and second team in volleyball was released. We'll get you your Big Nine athletes in your Caribou Trail League. All conference athletes in volleyball. We'll get to that when we get to sports. Also, we'll preview the Seahawks. Seahawks have a game tonight, taking on the Green Bay Packers at the Clink, 5:20 kickoff on Fox. We'll talk about that. With sports, we have the obscure holiday of the day today in history, birthdays. Everybody's entitled to Mike Minotti's opinion, and it's Thursday. That means kennel cameos. See if we can get Diana the cat a new home. See if we can do that. That's with the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society coming up. Plus a past report, plus a weather forecast, plus this, our cameras around the valley. Let's take a look, see what we can look at, which is almost nothing. We're at it again. Very bizarre weather phenomenon going on right now. I want to mention this right now. By the way, that, of course, is downtown Wenatchee from the roof of the Cascadian. We're at 32 degrees right now outside of our studios. Yesterday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock, we hit 32, and we've stayed there. We have not moved off 32 degrees in the last 17 hours. And so this is what we're dealing with here. Sunday's high, 32. Monday, 31. Tuesday, we topped off at 34. And then yesterday, 32 degrees. We just can't seem to get out of this inversion. I mean, take a look at that. That's above the clouds and above the fog. That's Badger Mountain. Incredible shot there. The sun just peeking up over the East Wenatchee bench and going to start bathing the upper elevations with sunlight. And hopefully this stuff will burn off. That's what the forecast calls for, but it's called for the fogs and the clouds to burn off mid to late morning all this week, and it quite frankly hasn't happened yet. And I don't like to give the National Weather Service a bad time. I think they do an excellent job, but they've missed the boat here a little bit this week. We've been cool and cloudy all week long. Forecast details with a grain of salt coming your way in just a couple minutes. An incredible view of Badger Mountain. What a great shot there. Thank you, Kat, for picking that one out. Camera 3, Kat says, let's see what's going on. That's Billy Goat, I'm pretty sure. And the only reason I can tell you that's Billy Goat because I can see Mount Kalispell way in the background. So down below the clouds and the fog is Brewster and Bridgeport and Pateros and the Alta Lake area and the Medhow and Twisp. They're down there. Nothing's happened to it. They're just kind of socked in with the low clouds and the fog like everybody else is in this area. This is more of a January, February kind of a phenomenon. We're not used to seeing this in November, and we could see some air quality issues by the end of this week. If this continues and the wood-burning stoves are sending those pollutants up into the air, not to mention, of course, automobile exhaust, we could see some pretty poor air quality if this continues. Finally, camera 4. Let's say hello to, that's got to be Monument Hill and lovely Quincy. That, of course, is Steve Lynette-Hare's summer home down there in the lower right-hand corner. It's a fixer-upper is what it is. Quincy, you're out there. Trust me. They have less of the clouds and the fog than we have here. In fact, it's one of those phenomenons where if you want warmer temperatures, you got to go up in elevation. The mountain passes are near 40 degrees right now down here in the Wenatchee Valley. We're stuck at 32 and have been since 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. We got to get out of this. Even I'm getting tired of this. From the National Weather Service, here's what we got. Again, where it's supposed to burn off. It's supposed to burn off. Patchy fog and clouds this morning, and then it's supposed to be partly sunny. It hasn't happened this week. I wouldn't mind at least one day of getting up to 49 degrees. I'd take that definitely with a grain of salt. They were predicting mid-40s yesterday, and again, we never got past 32 degrees. So It is what it is. 30% chance of showers tonight. Lots of clouds, 38 for the overnight low. Friday, slight chance of showers. There's a front that's coming in. At least it's going to mix it out. And we're pretty much guaranteed that this front is going to at least mix things up a little bit. Clouding up a little bit on Friday as well, 49 for the afternoon high. Here's your weekend. Saturday, lots of sunshine, 46. Sunday, chilly, sunshine and 40 degrees. But all of these temperatures are certainly a lot warmer than what we've had. Again, our highs for the last 4 days, 32, 31, 34, 32. Can't get off the schneid. Well, there it is. If we have some sun breaks, we will warm up rather rapidly this afternoon. I just don't think that's going to happen. I have my doubts. As far as the mountain passes are concerned, and ladies and gentlemen, we cannot stress this enough. If you're going to travel through the Cascades, please use an automobile. That's a live shot of I-90 Snoqualmie Pass. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet. There is some light rain coming down at the summit of I-90. Stevens is fine. You got some patchy fog in places. You'll have to drive through some poor visibility. Outside of that, as far as the roadway is concerned, no problems on Stevens. The roadway is bare and wet with frost and ice in places. Live shot of US 2 Stevens right at the summit. And Blewett Pass. Roadway bare, some frost and ice in places, clear skies up above. Temperatures of Blewett right now is 31, 36 at the summit of Stevens, and 40 at the summit of I-90. It's a lot warmer up higher than it is down here. Forecast for the mountain passes today. Rain snow mix possible on Stevens. Should be dry on I-90. I-90 is just expecting rain today. Quite a bit of cloud cover. They're already at their forecast high of about 40 degrees in the mountain passes today. Light rain tonight. Again, maybe a half an inch of super light snow expected tonight. Nothing real big. Friday looks dry and no problems at all. The forecast for the mountain passes for both Saturday and Sunday look mighty fine indeed. That's just a beautiful shot of Badger Mountain. I could look at that all day. Outside of our studios, wouldn't you know it is cloudy, it's foggy, it's 32 degrees. We're going to take a break. When we come back, your Thursday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
I came here to CVCH because one of my friends referred me. When I met Dr. Jocelyn, she was just amazing. She connected with my son and it meant so much to me. He opens up so quickly because she just sits there and plays with him. It really is like going to see a friend. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted and respected. It just feels like home.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shainman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Let us make your dream of home ownership a reality. We're here to guide you through the loan process every step of the way. Check out our convenient online application. Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, your home for loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Once again, filling in for senior news correspondent Steve Hare, I'm Dan Kuntz with your Thursday morning headlines. Bob Boogert extended his thin lead over Sean Smith in the latest ballot count yesterday afternoon. He is all but guaranteed victory in the race for Chelan County Commissioner. In the latest results, Boogert led by 440 votes with 288 left to count. Bob Boogert, 15,931 votes. For Sean Smith, 15,491. More ballots could trickle in, but certainly it's not going to be enough to make a difference. Smith had led by 314 votes after the November 6th election night tally, but last Friday, after another 7,500 votes were counted, Boogert led by 160 votes. The race is not close enough to trigger an automatic machine recount. That's according to Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore. For that to happen, Smith would need to be within 157 votes. Of course, Bob Boogert is the former executive director of the Chelan Douglas Land Trust, and Smith is the owner of the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. But it looks like Bob Boogert will be the next Chelan County Commissioner, replacing Keith Gaynor, who was elected to represent our district, the 12th district in the Washington State House of Representatives. Wednesday was Lettering Day at the new home of Wenatchee City Hall and the Wenatchee City Operations. The words Federal Building and Post Office in the building have been replaced with Wenatchee City Hall. Of course, Localtel purchased the Federal Building in a government auction last year, and then they sold most of the building to the city so they could have a new home. Mayor Frank Kuntz says the purchase of the new space took a lot of hard work, and there's still more work to be done.
It feels great. You know, staff's been working really hard over the last 6 months or so to make this day happen, and We're moving into the third floor, temporary location for us. Fun to see the new sign going up though. And so we'll be on the third floor. We'll have 20 plus employees up there in 2 weeks. Moving day is actually this coming up Monday. The moving company shows up. We'll be in some really rough transitions. You come to pay your utility bill normally at the old city hall. You might be up here. So hopefully the community will work with us a little bit, make sure we're getting things done right. But we're excited to be up there, and probably 2 or 3 years on the third floor and then eventually into the main floor, but that's still a long ways away. We're just doing preliminary design work at this point, but the ultimate goal is to be in the main floor in maybe 2 to 3 years.
Well, the latest real estate snapshot from Pacific Appraisal and Associates shows active home listings in October in the Wenatchee area are at the highest number so far this year. The number of homes currently listed for sale in the Wenatchee market is 218. That's 28% higher than October of last year, with 158 active listings. Meanwhile, the sales of single-family homes continue along the same trend as the past several months, with both the median and average sale prices of a home up 13% compared to the same time last year. Well, could Moses Lake Airport be selected as a possible Boeing aircraft production facility? The Columbia Basin Herald reporting that senior company officials have been seen in recent weeks visiting the company-owned hangar located on the Port of Moses Lake property. Port officials confirm that Boeing is paying a lot of attention to the facility. The port has been preparing to submit a proposal to host the production facility of a new 797 midsize aircraft that would replace the 757. The site appears to be favored by Boeing's union workers, as evidenced in a recent interview on TVW's Inside Olympia program.
Well, I will tell you that we recently visited Moses Lake and toured the facility there. It's a superb facility with a lot of potential.
Could that be the site of a mega production facility?
We would be in favor of that. We think that makes some real sense to do that. I know that when the 787 second line was being considered, we pitched Moses Lake for consideration.
Brown added in that TVW interview that he believes it is very likely that sometime in the next decade, a major new aircraft production center will be built, quote, in a place like Moses Lake, end quote. Boeing is the 5th largest taxpayer, by the way, in Grant County. They pay roughly $1.6 million in property taxes last year. The U.S. Forest Service has received emergency funding for recovery work on over 133 miles of roads and trails damaged in last summer's wildfires in central Washington. A Burned Area Emergency Response, or BEAR team, identified 72 miles of trails and more than 61 miles of Forest Service roads extending from the Medhow to the Natchez that were affected by the McLeod, Crescent Mountain, Cougar Creek, and Miriam fires. BEAR team coordinator Molly Hansen described the work planned for the areas burned in the Cougar Creek fire at a September fire information meeting.
These are the areas we really want to have people be mindful of, and just know that there's a higher risk for post-fire runoff in these drainages. So these are the smaller catchments of the Mad River system, and then Decker Canyon, Shamel Creek is off of the Eniac, Potato Creek, and Gray's Canyon's over at the end. So the big area of concern is the Windy Creek, obviously. So next. So let's describe what can you expect from a runoff event. About 35% of the total burned area will have the higher potential for these things to occur. So we'll have, with about a ½ inch of rain in an hour storm, the first storm will move a lot of ash through the system. There may be rill and gully erosion, lots of concentration of flow. There is potential for flash flooding during the thunderstorm convective cycle in the summer. And then there is a higher risk for debris flows.
Hansen says the work will be concentrated in areas that have the highest risk of post-fire erosion, flooding, or debris flow. $730,000 have been earmarked for the Okanagan and Wenatchee National Forests. And that is your Thursday morning news at just about quarter after the hour on this Thursday. I'm Dan Kuntz, 32 degrees, foggy, cloudy skies. We're supposed to see some sun breaks this afternoon. I don't know, I wouldn't bet on it. We've been stuck at 32 degrees now for the last 17 hours. That's just a remarkable weather phenomenon. Speaking of weather, Grant Olson does a really good job with the weather. He does a really good job reading you the news, and he does a pretty good job gathering and disseminating the news. But we all work together as a team, and you can be a part of that team. You want to join the news team? A couple of things you need to know about. First of all, we really appreciate your input and your news tips. And second of all, you don't get paid, but it's still kind of cool. Get a hold of us. You can do any number of ways to do that. You can go straight to our website, ncwlife.com. ncwlife.com. In the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see the Contact Us icon. Click on it, and there you go. You don't have to make that sound when you do it. I just do that. So click on that, and you can send us a news tip, or you can simply comment, or whatever the case may be. You can email us, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page and private message us. Whatever it takes, you can pick up the telephone and give us a call. In fact, if you call that number right now, Steve Harrell will answer it because he's sitting at his desk. Get a hold of us and be a part of the NCW Life family. It is 16 minutes, and it is a family. It is dysfunctional, but it's a family. It's 16 minutes after the hour. When we come back, sports, today's holiday, birthdays, today in history, Kennel cameos. Everybody is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. And one more time, we're going to play back the interview with Paul Atwood and the cast of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Opening night is tonight. All that coming up between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live this morning from Studio 44 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
17 minutes after the hour, that is a live shot of Badger Mountain on this Thursday morning as we're socked in with the clouds and the fog. Just an incredible view. Look at that. Go to our Facebook page. We have a time lapse of yesterday morning with the clouds going over the top of the ridge and settling down over the East Wenatchee Bench. It's spectacular footage. Check it out. Go to our Facebook page and you'll go, wow, that's cool, because it is cool. Speaking of cool, the Wenatchee Wild make it 4 in a row now. They won their 4th consecutive game last night. It was on the road. They knocked off Merritt. The final was 3-2. The Centennials jumped out to an early 2-0 lead on goals in the first and second periods by Matthew Cooperrood. But Jacob Modry got things going for the Wild at the 4:26 marks of the second period, and that's where we're going to pick up the action. Arch Ecker with the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network and the video courtesy of Hockey TV. Oh, road victories are so fun in the BCHL. Wenatchee now rides a 4-game winning streak. They take on Trail Friday. They finish the road trip Saturday at Salmon Arm. Well, we're continuing our look in the postseason awards for the fall sports season. It's Big 9 All-League volleyball selections, and you see them on your screen. Eastmont's Emma Damon, first teamer as a setter, making the second team for the Wildcats. Britt Vaughn, Ashley Grasseth, and Colby Voshall. Wenatchee representatives on the second team of the Big 9. Megan Wolf, Emily Redmond, and Sierra White. That's the Big 9. What about the Caribou Trail League? Their all-league volleyball selections are out. And there they are. League champion Chelan landed just about the entire team on the all-league lists. Lexi Gleesman, Emma McLaren, Ellie Collins, Leanna Garfoot, and Zitlali Cruz on the first team, Katie Rainville, Morgan Harrison on the second team, Cascades Ashley Ross and Megan Evans first teamers, Madeline Scheifenbein and Caitlin Craig made the second team, Kashmir's Aaliyah Kurt is the first team selection, and Lauren Kurt is a second teamer. We know at least one local athlete who signed a national letter of intent yesterday. We're talking about Wenatchee standout soccer star Jaden Griggs. She signed to attend Montana next year. Congratulations to Jaden. Good luck being a Grizzly. And if you know of any other local athlete, by the way, who signed a national letter of intent, let us know. Go to our Facebook page and drop us a note so we can make sure they get the kudos that they deserve. Seahawks, they got the Green Bay Packers tonight. CenturyLink Field, quick turnaround. Both teams, of course, played just last Sunday. Seattle coach Pete Carroll says the Seahawks have handled it well.
It's a physical challenge for the guys. Emotionally, our guys handled it great. I think better than maybe we have in other years, and just in the whole conversation has been about the game and all that kind of stuff. Hasn't been about anything about the fact that it's that there's a physical challenge to it. Our guys have not tuned into that end of it. So, but it is taxing. The other side of it is, and there's always a good side to it. We get the big break on the weekend. And we'll take full advantage of that.
And we got good news, Seahawk fans, because leading running back Chris Carson's going to play tonight. So is starting offensive guard DJ Fluker. They're playing tonight.
Both those guys are really hungry to play again. They were close enough that they might have been able to play last week, but they would probably not have been able to finish. I think that all of our work and collaboration to figure this one out worked out well, and that both guys are raring to get out there and should be able to put up a good showing.
Seahawks and Packers 5:20 kickoff tonight at CenturyLink Field, televised on Fox. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday morning, 22 minutes after the hour. Let's do the obscure holiday. This is a good one. This is America Recycles Day. And we do need to recycle a heck of a lot more. It's a nationally recognized day that celebrates and promotes recycling. People, spread the word. If you don't recycle already, this is a good time to get yourself into that habit. I got some pretty phenomenal statistics that I found online, so you know it's true about recycling. 60% of all trash that we throw away can be recycled. That's a lot. Aluminum cans, you can recycle them over and over and over and over and over again, basically endlessly. Aluminum cans. Aluminum cans can go from recycling back to the store in 2 months. That's a pretty good turnaround. If everybody recycled their newspapers, over 200 million trees would be saved every year. Each American uses about 700 pounds of paper. That's 700 pounds of paper per American per year, and the vast majority of it we just throw away. And finally this, recycling 1 ton of plastic can save almost 2,000 gallons of gasoline. If you don't recycle at home or you don't do it at your office, it's not that hard to do. Start that program today. And who's kidding who? Why do we keep filling up landfills with stuff that we don't need to throw away? Just recycle it. America recycles today. 23 minutes after the hour. Just one item of note on Today in History, but it's a big one. 154 years ago today, after basically looting and burning Atlanta to the ground, General William Tecumseh Sherman and the rest of the Union Army began their march to the sea. They said, hey, let's go see what the Atlantic Ocean looks like. And of course, they just devastated, cut a path right from Atlanta right to the Atlantic Ocean, and they didn't even have a supply line. They didn't need one. They simply took what they needed, be it food or ammunitions or supplies, and whatever they didn't need, they burned, and they destroyed the railroad. They basically broke the back of the Confederacy. There was no going back at that point. Sherman's famous March to the Sea began November 15th, 1864, during the waning years of the Civil War. Let's do some birthdays. I got to interview this guy a few years ago. He was in Wenatchee. He was doing a one-man play at the New America Performing Arts Center. I'm talking about Ed Asner, the legendary actor who is 89 years old today. He has won more Emmy Awards for performing than any male actor in history. He has 7 Emmy Awards, 5 for the role of Lou Grant, 3 of them that he won on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, and then 2 of them when The Mary Tyler Moore Show spun off to Lou Grant, and it became from a comedy to a drama, and he won 2 more. He's got 7 Emmys. That's pretty good. Ed Asner is 89 years old today. We all know this guy as Jack McCoy on Law and Order. He played Jack McCoy for 16 years. I'm talking about Sam Waterston. Sam Waterston is 78 years old today. Everybody's favorite prison warden. Yeah, Warden Samuel Norton, the head of the Shawshank State Prison in Maine. The actor was Bob Gunton. He did a great job, Bob Gunton. He plays the heavy pretty good, isn't he? He's 73 years old today. And happy birthday to Beverly D'Angelo. Of course, she played Chevy Chase's wife, Ellen Griswold, in the National Lampoon Vacation films. She's appeared in over 60 films. She's won Golden Globes. She's been Emmy nominated. She's also a really good singer. Beverly D'Angelo is 67 years old today. Those are your birthdays at 25 minutes after the hour. Hey, if you got a local celebrity who's celebrating a birthday, if you let us know, I'll do my best to get it on the air. Go to our Facebook page and let us know, all right, our NCW Live Facebook page. Still to come, my interview with Paul Atwood and 3 of the cast members of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, plus everyone's entitled to Mike McNighty's opinion. But first, we got to get Diana the cat a home. It's Kennel Cameos with Megan McPherson.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCW Life channel. We are here with Renee Parkins, the Development Officer of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today's animal is Diana the cat, but she is unfortunately under the weather. She has to rest.
Diana came to us. She was surrendered by our family. She was an indoor-outdoor cat. She lived with other animals. She's just a love. She's very, very friendly, and she's just wants somebody to talk to and sit in their lap and be their friend.
And Diana's free, right?
She is. Thanks to Berry Automotive in Wenatchee, they donated adoption fees for several animals, and we've decided to use them for this month during Adopt a Senior Pet Month. Diana is not a senior pet, but she is a little older, and sometimes the older cats, you know, compared to the newer, shinier kitten models, will have a little bit harder time getting adopted, and we just think Diana needs a good chance at a second home. So if somebody is interested in adopting Diana or any of our other animals, they can come down to the shelter. They can have a meet and greet with that animal, figure out if they're going to be the best fit for their family, and then as long as they've been spayed and neutered, they can take them home. Diana can go home with somebody today.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Kennel Cameos is supported in part by Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Leavenworth. Not only does the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory have great house-made fudge and super delicious candy and caramel apples, but they also have great doggy treats for your four-legged friends, located at 636 Front Street in Leavenworth. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. JP Portrait Studio is offering holiday family mini sessions at the Wells House this Wednesday through Saturday. Get your family portraits taken in this beautifully restored historic home. Little Black Dress Party is this Friday from 7:30 to 11 p.m. at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Come dance, win prizes, shop, get your photo taken, and more. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
NCW Life Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started, and why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCW Life Channel.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, recently on Facebook, a friend commented that racists, white supremacists, and neo-Nazis were subhuman, and intimated that violence against these folks was justified. Interesting, I thought. And I asked my friend if he remembered who the term subhuman had also been attributed to previously. No response. Well, you know the answer. This was one of the terms that Hitler used and his fellow Nazis to describe the Jews. Now, I have to wonder, how can we decry hatred and bigotry in others but harbor the same hatred and bigotry ourselves? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. Pybus Public Market is hosting their annual Holiday Artisan Fair in the main concourse and the LocalTel Event Center this Saturday from 9 to 4. There will be over 40 artisans with handmade crafts and gifts, a photo booth, giveaways, and more. Kashmir Community Concerts presents Whiskey Deaf on Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. It's happening at the Kashmir Riverside Center. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Only one country could build a truck like this. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, and assembled in Mississippi. Powered by Cummins of Indiana. The all-new Nissan Titan. It's an American classic. Is it on your list? Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
That's pretty much it. It's a great house, great neighborhood.
It's great. Sam's still getting used to the idea of moving.
Sam, you play basketball?
Yeah.
Let me show you something. Now I'm thinking, you put your hoop right here, and you even got enough room for a three-point line. One of the things I've noticed is that if you got a hoop in your driveway, you make friends real fast.
At Coldwell Banker Levine, our agents don't just understand real estate, they understand what home is all about.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Anytime I have a chance to talk with a local theater legend, I always
Don't say legend.
make sure that happens. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, so instead we have Paul Atwood, and his son, to talk about the new this year's musical that the Wenatchee High School Choral Department is putting on. How to succeed in business without really trying. Paul Atwood and his talented son. Well, introduce yourself to everybody. You've been on the show before.
I'm Mason Atwood.
Mason Atwood. Who I am assuming plays the lead. I don't know.
Yes, he does play the lead.
So, gee, how did that casting happen?
No nepotism whatsoever.
The 15th is when it starts, and 15th through the 17th of November, then again the 29th through December 1st. Opening night is Thursday night. You ready?
We're getting there.
We're fine tuning it. We're getting there. Gosh, last night was great with the orchestra.
Okay.
It's all student orchestra, conducted by Mr. Jim Kovac.
I love him.
So yeah,
love
he's
Jim.
amazing man, and he has talented musicians, and so yeah, we're getting there.
Ready to go.
Painting still last minute,
That's all
touches
that
up and stuff.
Why How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying? How did that ended up on your radar, and why are you doing this particular show?
Well, we have never done this show. And it's always been, well, I was able to do it, 15 years ago or so, up in Chelan. And I know they recently did, but probably about 3 or 4 years ago, they did it at Leavenworth Summer Theater. And Wenatchee's never put it on.
Okay.
And it's a great show. I mean, it's smart, witty. It even won a Pulitzer Prize when it was first produced on Broadway. And it's been produced like three different times.
It's been revived.
Yes,
Okay.
it's been revived. The last one was with Daniel Radcliffe, and
Wasn't Matthew Broderick?
Yeah, Matthew Broderick was in that before that.
Yeah.
And then of course the original with Robert Morris, so who won also the Tony for his performance, and then was in the movie, which is, and that was what, around 1960.
63, 63, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm familiar with it, is watching the movie.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought of when I saw that you're going to do How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, it's a period piece. It takes place in the early 1960s. But the original, and I'm only familiar with the movie, Paul, but there's drinking and smoking and there's sexism galore. I mean, there's misogyny. How does a high school group put this on?
We don't have much drinking or smoking.
Okay,
but it does have the adult content where it was the 60s and the secretaries and stuff, and now with the Me Too movement and stuff like that, it's kind of an educational piece for these students to see exactly what it was like back then. The Mad Men era, or what it was kind of like that back then, and how women were kind of treated that way.
Turns out, spoiler alert, guys are jerks. There you go.
Who knew?
Mason, your character is, and explain him, please.
I am Jay Pierpont Finch, and I'm the man who finds a book on how to succeed in business and decide to give it a try.
You're a little bit of a con artist, isn't he, in a certain respect?
Yeah.
He starts out as a window washer.
Start as a window washer and manipulate everyone else and smoosh up to the big boss.
Yep.
And reach my way up.
A little white line.
Yeah.
And some of the, even, he claims that he went to the same school as the boss and tries to sing along the alma mater with him, and oh God, it's just really cute. And like I said, it's just smart. It's a smart show, and it's a show that high schoolers can do. I mean, on the off years, I do the district musical. And those are the ones you're incorporating in 2nd grade up to 12th grade.
Sure.
And you want to do something more like a Disney type of
So this wouldn't
show.
work for the all-district musical?
No.
Well, there's no rule for kids anyway.
Oh, no.
So, no.
And but I think it's just great for high schoolers to do. I know that there's actually 3 or 4 productions that are going on in high school settings right now, so it's becoming a popular musical again.
Now you're just a teenager, but the character you play is what, 25, mid late 20s, something like that?
20 something.
So is that a challenge there, or?
To be more mature, yeah.
Yeah. I could go for your dad too. Get into that. So that's not easy for somebody. You're playing somebody 10 years older than you actually are, because you don't have that life experience.
Yeah, it's a little weird, having the weird relationship discussions on stage, which we don't really have when we're teenagers. But yeah, it's fun to experiment with that.
Quick little plot synopsis, Paul, for people who are completely unfamiliar with the play. We kind of teased it a little bit, but give us
It's a musical comedy parody of the 1960s and the business world, and how this young man excels on the business ladder to achieve what he hopefully wants to achieve. And
the title tells the story, pretty much.
The title tells the story.
And yet there's redemption in the end.
There really is.
I mean, your character isn't necessarily a pleasant person at times throughout the course of the guy's a con man, essentially.
Yes.
And he's faking his way to the top of the corporate ladder.
Yeah, very much like that. Well, there are musical shows that, like Music Man, for instance. He's a con artist.
Right,
Goes
sure.
into that and makes everybody join a band and
Sure.
play trumpets, and he doesn't know anything at all.
Right.
But he's talks his way, and that's very much similar to Jay Pierpont. He just kind of talks his way up through and the fun songs that they all sing about the business world, and I mean, some of these songs really kind of are, like one of them is called "A Secretary Is Not a Toy."
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, all these men, you know, the big boss, one of the bosses come in and say, "Now, gentlemen, this is not how we treat women," and he starts talking about it, and then the girls have a wonderful number at the beginning of Act 2 on how to land a man, how to get that rock, how to
you get to choose some serious scenery in this, don't you?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you're on a lot.
Yeah.
But you get great lines, and you get to be a little over the top, a little bit more than you normally are used to, I suppose.
Yeah,
in these things.
I do a lot of weird characters to
Yeah.
get people to like me.
Oh yeah, one of the scenes where he's in the restroom with all the men and he's staring in the mirror and you know, just I'm so wonderful and look at me, and that's that song that he sings. What is it?
I believe in you.
I believe in you, and he's tucking himself up in the mirror. It's just hilarious.
This whole thing is a period piece. So give me some of the challenges, like, say, wardrobes and props and sets.
Yes.
We'll start with wardrobe.
Oh my gosh, we have some great costumers. Christy Clare is the head of it right now, and we did have some of these costumes in our, you know, back in the, you know, that we've saved over the years. But they've also built a lot of costumes, and one of the fun numbers is the gal that's your love interest, Rosemary. She goes and gets this dress, and she thinks it's one of a kind, and then all of a sudden another secretary comes in with the same dress, and so by the end all the secretaries have the same dress, and they're all just, I can't believe we have the same dress, you know.
Talk about some of the other people. By the way, we have 2 more cast members we're going to talk with here in a couple minutes. Behind the scenes people, the people who make this thing happen, but you don't see them on stage. You want to give them some kudos while you have them? I know there's a bunch.
Our music director, Don McCormick.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
The music director, Don McCormick. And what's so great is the proceeds for the musical go towards the choral department, and they're trying to get enough money to all go to Ireland this spring. So that's a great
That's a good thing, yeah.
incentive, and you know exactly where that money, your ticket proceeds are going to, is to give these young adults a great experience over in Ireland, and they get to perform over there and stuff. So that's the main goal, is try to get as many ticket sales so we can fund all the kids to
Everybody,
to do that.
yeah, that's a great cause.
Yes.
I'm 100% in favor of that.
Yes.
How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, November 15th, 16th, and 17th at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium, and then again on the 29th, 30th, and December 1st. Paul is I guess you're the director, I don't know.
Yes.
What's Kelly
And of course,
in all this?
your
better half.
My better
She's
half.
the much better half.
She's the brains behind everything.
Right.
Master.
But she doesn't like to be known. She just
I know.
always in the
I
background.
know.
But
I know.
yeah, she's. Oh my gosh, people are gonna just love this. I mean, it'll actually take you back to those '60s. You know, those colors, those greens and oranges, and you know, we have this huge set with elevators and doors and spiral staircases that come down, and it's these little fun business offices that are just
I'm looking
amazing.
forward to it. It's going to be a great show. We're going to take a break. Who's going to come in and visit with me next? Who do we got?
We have Sarah Bursch, who plays Hetty LaRue, and Carson Zender, who plays Smitty.
Okay, and they're going to be joining me next. And of course, my first question is, what's Paul like as a director? They can study that.
I'm wonderful.
More with the cast of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying when we come back and watch Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Thank you very much.
We've been in the cleaning industry for over 10 years, and we notice a need in the housing market for reliable, professional, and specialized cleaning and finishing company.
They come in with spunk and personality, a lot of energy, and they take pride in their business.
We offer a wide array of cleaning solutions, no matter how big or small the job. Anything from new construction to move-in, move-outs, we do it all. Give us a call today to see how we can help you with your cleanup.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
And we're back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, once again promoting and talking about the Wenatchee High School Choral Department's presentation of how to succeed in business without really trying. And we have two cast members who have now joined us in Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee. Introduce yourselves. You go first.
I'm Carson Zender.
I'm Sarah Bursch.
So Sarah, Carson, what's Paul like as a director?
He's awesome.
Is he?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's really fun to work with.
Pretty low key, you know, pretty low energy, you know, so.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. You think he's even discovered, you know, like caffeine-free coffee? Do you think he even knows that even exists?
I don't think
You
so.
don't think
No.
so? What classes are you missing right now?
Math.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
I'm really happy
Yeah,
about that.
Well, I actually have senior release at the beginning of the day, so
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
I didn't have that when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So, your character, what's your character?
I'm Smitty,
Mhm.
and she's just kind of a spunky secretary. She's kind of a little disheveled, very hardworking.
Mhm.
And she's the sidekick of the lead, Rosemary, and she tries to get J. Pierpont Finch and Rosemary together.
Does she
That's her
succeed?
goal.
Well, no, wait, no.
That's her goal.
I don't want to say
That's
that's
her
a
goal,
spoiler
yeah.
alert.
No
I don't wanna say
spoilers.
that. What do you do in this?
So I play Hetty LaRue, and she is the mistress of J.B. Bigley, who is the owner of Worldwide Wickets.
Yeah, he's the boss.
He is the boss.
Okay.
So I get to be a little bit more sexy, and it's a very fun character. She's not the brightest, but she has a lot of funny lines, and she's so fun to play.
When you auditioned and read for these parts, were you reading for a specific part, or after it was all said and done and Paul said, I want you to play this character and you to play this character? Did you do any research at all, or did you?
I think we all kind of do research beforehand just to get like an idea of what characters we would like to play or which ones we think we would be best at. But I think overall, the directors know what they're doing, so when they put us as the characters, it's the best fit for
You hear
us.
that, Paul? You know what you're doing. We've made news here. Same deal for you. I mean, you saw this character, you said, I really want to play this character in the show.
Well, at first I actually didn't want to play that character. I was kind of like watching the movie and I'm like, I don't know if I'm right for this character. But then I like started reading the script some more and I was like, oh my gosh, she is so funny. So I kind of just fell in love with her, and when I did the audition, I was like, yeah, this is right. I definitely want to go for this character, and I got it.
Are you
So-
ready for opening night? Because opening night is just, it's so nervous and it's so intense and so nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready to perform for people other than just like the people working behind the scenes. But
Same question for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm ready. I feel like
I always do better in front of an audience.
as well.
It gives me a lot of adrenaline. So.
And once it's kind of like a sporting event. Once you're 10 minutes into the show, you're settled in, and you don't really think about what you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Which is better, opening night or closing night?
Closing.
Closing night. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Because things are a little looser, and everybody by this point knows their lines and everything like that.
It's always the most emotional but best show.
Yeah. Already asked you this. Do you like your character?
I love her. She's
Okay.
really fun to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have either one of you done theater for a while or any of the shows?
Yeah.
I mean, you got it going. You've been a part of it.
Yeah, my first show was King and I when I was in
Okay.
second grade, and then I've done most of them throughout my school years.
What do you take away from doing that? I mean, why do you do it?
I don't know. I love music, and I just think acting's very fun. I think I have a passion for music and everything. So I don't know. It's just a really fun thing for me to do.
Is it something you want to do after your high school years?
Yeah, I'd
Continue?
love
Yeah?
to.
Okay.
Mhm.
Same question. I mean, have you been doing this from the get-go since you were just a kid, and you just
Well,
keep doing it?
actually, I started doing theater with the Atwoods and really getting into it my freshman year. I was originally like a dancer when I was 3, and I danced with Fabulous Feet, and I did Nutcracker, and I've always wanted to do the musicals. So I did it my freshman year, and I just fell in love with it. I love the whole process. I love the people that you get to meet through theater, and so after I did my first all-district musical, I started doing community theater, and I just love it, and still doing it.
Same question. Is it something you're going to do after high school?
Definitely.
Once it's in your blood, it's in your blood?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do after high school? I'll let you go first. What are your future plans?
Well, I am looking at double majoring in theater and education.
Okay. Yourself?
I would like to go into musical theater or some sort of music, and I would also like to minor in communications.
You ever been to Broadway? You got to go.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've watched Broadway, obviously, but haven't been on.
You've
Broadway.
got to go to the Great White Way. There's nothing like Times Square and Broadway and that whole deal.
One day.
One day. I mean, just to go to a show.
Yeah, it's life changing.
Yeah. So, and that's we need to mention this. We talked about the behind the scenes people. The Wenatchee High School Auditorium is a pretty darn nice facility for a high school
very
auditorium,
nice.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
Nice.
They give you the tools, don't they? Yeah,
They do.
and that makes it good.
Yeah, it's very large.
Yeah.
Space for everyone to be in.
You got your lines down? You know your lines? You got them memorized? Okay.
For the most part.
Do you have to sing? Is there a lot of singing going on for you gals? I mean, specifically?
Yeah,
do you
we
have
have
a solo?
quite a few songs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have my favorite song, "Coffee Break." It's us tweaking out because we don't have any coffee in the coffee pot yet.
Okay. And you get a song of your own, or just a?
Well, I get a duet with the boss of the company, JP Bigley, and I get to sing a little bit in "Been a Long Day" reprise. So it's probably "Heart of Gold" is my favorite song that I get to sing.
Do you like? I mean, the music is dated. The music is from the early '60s, but do you like it anyway? I mean,
I love it.
Yeah. You know, one thing something else we haven't talked about, choreography. There's a lot of movement going on here, isn't there? That's probably the hardest thing of all to master down, right?
Yeah,
is the
we have a
choreography.
really great teacher, Trisha Miller.
Yeah.
She worked for Fabulous Feet. Her mom owns it. She's amazing. She's very easy to work with. Works great with high schoolers. So she's the magic behind the choreography.
She makes it all come together.
It's going to be a great show. I can't wait for it. How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Again, it opens November 15th. It runs the 15th. There you go. 15th, 16th, and 17th. And again, the 29th, 30th, and 31st. With a matinee on Saturday. That's good because, 7:30 is past my bedtime. Tickets are at numericapac.org, or you can go to the Numerica Performing Arts Center box office. They're open regular business hours to pick up your tickets. Any last message for our viewers before we let you go back to math class?
Buy tickets.
There you go. Same thing for you?
Come see the show. It's amazing.
It is. It's a good show. It's a good show. You're going to like it. Thanks for dropping by and seeing me. I appreciate it. Paul, have a good day too. Paul's over there in the corner. He just nodded off. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. JP Portrait Studio is offering holiday family mini sessions at the Wells House this Wednesday through Saturday. Get your family portraits taken in this beautifully restored historic home. Little Black Dress Party is this Friday from 7:30 to 11 p.m. at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Come dance, win prizes, shop, get your photo taken, and more. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shainman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Let us make your dream of home ownership a reality. We're here to guide you through the loan process every step of the way. Check out our convenient online application. Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, your home for loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
And we're back at it live here from Studio 49 in downtown Wenatchee. Dan Kuntz and the prodigal son of our news department. Hi, stranger.
How you doing?
What you been up to?
Working.
Yeah.
Just behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
People go, what's happened to Steve? Nothing's happened to Steve. He's just, his hours have been modified, is the way we're going to put it. Modified.
Yeah, it gives me more opportunity to get out in the community. And,
and I know you like doing that.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
You like to take your camera out and shoot video.
Yeah, so watch out. I may get you in the lens on my camera. I will be out and around more often and getting some more community feel on our television station, which I think we're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. If you gotta watch our news. If you haven't watched our newscast yet, it's pretty good. Grant and with the anchor chair, plus he handles the weather forecast. Eric does sports. We always have a feature. It's a good little program. We're pretty proud of it.
Yeah, it was pretty neat watching Grant over there next to the fire station shooting the mayor, your brother, in front of the new city hall.
Yeah,
boy, that's going to be exciting.
But as he said, that's going to be a couple of years before the entire transition happens. They got a lot of work to do.
They got a lot of furniture already moved up there, though, and as I understand, they're officially going to move into the third floor, isn't it, here in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, in the next couple of weeks, and then it's going to be a long transition period. Yeah, they got a lot of work to do, but it's exciting. And they have completely outgrown City Hall, and they did years ago. I mean, they're desks on top of desks. My brother didn't even have an office at City Hall.
That's right.
He had a small little stand-up desk in the conference room because there simply was no room for it anymore. So that's good. That's exciting news. We're really happy with that. You want to preview some of the stories we're working on?
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a big weekend on tap. We've got, of course, you just did your interview on what is it?
How to Succeed in Business.
Yeah.
Opening nights tonight.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got the America Credit Union's Performing Arts Center. They're hosting the, the
Festival of Trees.
Festival
Back
of Trees
again.
this weekend. So we're going to get the cameras down there and get a sneak peek of what's up for action this weekend.
That'll get you in the holiday mood, absolutely. And we got good news. We finally got off that 32-degree schneid. I don't know if you watched the show earlier. We were stuck at 32 degrees for 17 hours in a row.
Brr.
It hit 32, 2 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, and it stayed at 32 all the way until just a couple minutes ago. Now we're at 34.
My best word to describe it, clammy.
Yeah, it is. It's clammy.
It's kind of clammy.
And God bless the National Weather Service, but the forecast has not panned out at all this week, and I know they do their best. Let's take a look at the forecast one more time. It's supposed to burn off just like it was supposed to burn off on Monday, and it didn't happen on Tuesday. It didn't happen on a Wednesday. It didn't happen. They say 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, the sun will get the job done. We're supposed to climb up to 49. I have my doubts. about that. But at least we got off that 32-degree schneid. So there's your forecast. It's supposed to be a pretty nice weekend. There is a front coming in, and it's going to mix things up. So I don't think we're going to have any air quality issues, Steve. I think we're going to dodge that bullet.
Starting to feel a little bit like Thanksgiving.
It is.
You know?
It's beginning to look a lot like Thanksgiving. That's not even close. Passes are fine, by the way. No problems at all. No advisories, no restrictions. Real quickly, there you go. Light rain coming down on I-90. Light rain coming down on Stevens. Blewett is bare and dry. Light snow with a rain mix expected on Stevens today, but no accumulation. Smooth sailing. The Wenatchee Apple Sox, my guests tomorrow. Have yourself a great day. Till then, bye-bye.
It's a flannel day.